Good afternoon. Welcome to Options Tender. It is Thursday. Happy Thursday, April 11th, 2024. Per yesterday's video, we were looking for a bounce on QQQ. We got to our target. SPY is lagging, meaning it's weaker to the downside, and IWM as well, with DIA being the weakest. So today, another quick video. Intraday, we're going to stay on the lower time frames. We're going to check out SPY, QQQ, and IWM with the VIX included. And also what we will follow up on NVDA as well. And that gave us clues that we would actually retrace this move and we wouldn't break down from here. So if you're new here, go down to that bottom right hand corner, hit that Options Tender logo and subscribe. And thanks for all the likes, you guys. It's been helping this channel grow, and let's get this information out here. I love the feedback as well. So we have SPY on the 65-minute. We use the 65-minute, so we have even candles, 6 even candles each trading day instead of 6.5. Okay, on the SPY. Now, there's a couple ways we can look at this. Either way, we're getting lower highs and lower lows. That's our market structure on this time frame. We are bearish on this time frame. We're not going to look at the daily and stuff. Like, we're going to focus here right now. What this can be, well, first of all, we're closing the gap right back at where we opened up the week, or where we closed last week. And we're in this channel here. Okay, so we're in a downtrend in this channel, possibly in this traditional technical analysis. We could get up to this top here in this channel. I don't know if we will. We don't have to. I'll show you what we need to look at if this were the case. But on the, first of all, we'll talk about targets and stuff like that. When we think we're getting our reversal, we might get it actually at this point, or we might go just a little bit higher. But we will talk about some targets at this point. And so looking over here on the Elliott wave, busy chart, these vertical lines are my time series. So kind of ignore those right now. Yeah, just kind of ignore those right now. And here's what we have to keep in mind. With our Elliott wave picture up, we can look at this one of two ways in the bear sense. Okay, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that we talked about yesterday in a leading diagonal, and we're getting a retracement, so that would be our 1 in the turquoise, and a 2 pullback. We're already at the 50%. We're right in the zone where we could get our pullback here, and we could go as far as the 78% pullback, which would take us to the top of that channel as well. So if we gap up tomorrow or so, and I'll show you how that could happen. But at this point, this looks good for a pullback to start back from here. We are gathering back into our short positions. In the near term, I still have my long-term swings. Now, there's a second way we can look at this, and this isn't going to really matter right now. This isn't for right now purpose. This is actually for the purpose of when this leg starts to expand and get towards the end of the descent. So with this said being a 1, 2, it should be pretty clean to where we have a wave 3 and then a 4 and a 5 down. Clean cut. Market doesn't like to work that way. Okay, so we have to keep in mind this might be a 1, 2, 1, 2, and a leading diagonal for a 1, 2. Okay, with those three kind of coiled up 1, 2, 1, 2s, at the end of this, near the end of this move, we should see a series of 4 5s, 4 5s, 4 5s to match this area here. So so we don't want to be too hurried up to jump in to catch a bottom, because it might just You know, we'll talk about that a lot more later. It might just continue to keep going to the downside, which would be a much more powerful move if this is a 1 2 1 2 1 2. All right. Which in the scheme of things should be, if you're not familiar, we have a pathway. I show it just about every single video that we're looking at. You can look back at those videos. They'll be at the end and also on the cards above attached. Okay. So at this point, if this were a simple one, you take the extension, the top of wave 1 to the bottom of wave 1. This will be much more clear on QQQ. And the top of wave 2. So far it's right here. I'm just anticipating that it goes up a little bit higher. Would be looking at about the 500 zone. That would be the simple version. Now, if let's say we had this move end here, so we'd have the initial, if we are a 1 2 1 2 1 2, and we had our move from here, sorry about that, and so this would be our last 1 2 that we could start to measure. Okay, and that would lead us down to just a slightly, this isn't very practical. Down here at the 5 we'd probably be looking at more of an extensions of the 262 and stuff like that, so it'd be much more bearish. So sorry, I just wasted your time there. That's probably not where we're going to see an ending here. If this is a 1 2 1 2 1 2, that's going to be very bearish and it's going to continue, and we should see a pretty sharp move down. Now, with that said, before we move on, I want to be clear that on the weekly, if we're getting into bear mode, the seasonalities of the week change. Okay, in a bullish market, Thursday is typically your bearish day, and you have your free Fridays. Okay, where Friday is always bullish, and we've seen that over and over again. Well, if this is the opposite, then we could see a pretty devastating move tomorrow. Okay, so I did put on some blottos for tomorrow and into next week, with Monday being the follow through. Okay, and we'll probably get to the end of wave 3 on turnaround Tuesday, if that were the case. So this is just speculation. This is kind of just a seasonality for weekly moves. You have your Monday that kind of follows through on Friday. So tomorrow's going to be a big day to see what kind of market this is, what's happening. We already proved that Thursday is bullish, so that would be in our bearish cycle. That would be correct. You know, we have our bullish move, and then tomorrow would be a reversal, follow through on Monday, and then somehow a turnaround Tuesday. And I'm not looking at any price range here. I'm just kind of showing you with my arrow. All right, let's move over to QQQ. That's super important because you have to keep that in mind. You know, your ship will move one way, but when you have the sails with you, it's just the wind. We're talking about the wind. And I know that sounds dumb, but the seasonality per week, you can expect through the bearish turn that Thursday will be strong, and you'll look for good strong Thursdays and pretty bearish Fridays. Okay, Qs were right up against the downtrend. This was our target. This is exactly what we're looking for. We had the downtrend here. We have an ABC correction where this is the impulse wave. Now, again, heading downwards, you can look at some of these levels here in the purple. I do think we'll go test the uptrend line coming up here, fairly soon, but I'm not going to focus on targets yet. We'll do that tomorrow. What I will show you is how more clean this is with the Qs. So with the Qs, this could easily be a 1. Here's a flat pattern for a 2, 3, 4, and 5, where we have an expanded leading diagonal. And now an A, B, C. So what this says to me is that this is a 1 and then a 2. All right, that's the easy way to say this, but keep in mind, if this is going to be a pretty devastating move, this can still be a 1, flat for 2, 1, 2, and you see that volatility is starting to get larger, faster, stronger, and then a 1 and a flat for 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 is still possible for the setup. Again, that's not going to really matter for right now. It's going to matter at the end of the move, where this could possibly continue to keep going lower and lower when everybody thinks, you know, that it's we're ready for a bounce, and people keep buying and buying, and price will be pretty relentless to the downside. All right, so that's what I want to show you on SPY and QQQ. Now, if SPY is to go up to the top of the channel, it probably will not be the Qs helping it. It will probably be IWM back testing its breakdown point. So if this is a little stronger tomorrow, it could prop up the market. The Qs might not go anywhere. It could prop up SPY, and then with the help of DIA, the Dow, same thing. The Dow has had a pretty sharp move down to its lower expected move, and this could be back testing its breakdown. Dow could be really strong and help the overall market get to that next target. So Friday may not, and those are the key things we have to look for. It could be a bearish day for Qs, but if DIA and the small caps, if the Dow and the small caps want to hold up the market tomorrow, then it may not be. We might have that inside week happening, and that inside week may be exactly what we drew in on here. So we might just get a move that is sideways, technically sideways in this triangle, and not get a breakdown until next week. And for SPY, all that would look like, if the Dow and small caps are strong, you could see SPY just moving up to these points while those other two are retracing. All right, so inside week for Qs. This would end up being an inside week for SPY. And so to simplify this whole thing, we're either looking for an inside week tomorrow would show us, or tomorrow's move would be a pretty devastating breakdown for all of the markets. All right, VIX. VIX is making a flat type pattern. So it could have a bottom somewhere around here at this point. You should see, we could probably draw a channel for some sort of flag here. Do that, and yeah, that pans out perfect. So we're right at support. So again, SPY could be right where it, right at resistance, and we can get our reversal from this point. If the VIX holds from here and starts heading higher and breaks this flag, this bull flag, all we've been doing is flagging up, flag up, flag up. So if this continues and we make it to the upper expected move or more, then expect SPY to reverse from this point that it's at right now. If this starts breaking down from this flag, you can expect SPY to hit that upper target of the channel that we're talking about. And this would be probably another back test, perhaps, of this 200 moving average, or this wedge that we had a breakout from. Okay, so good to keep a watch of all of these different items here to give us clues on where the market's going. And you got to make these decisions in real time. Last but not least, NVDA. NVDA, we thought was coiling up and was going to continue lower when we had this break. We had this break here, but that was a false break. And now what we think is happening is it's a 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, and we've already made it to some retracement points. We're already at the 50%. If tomorrow SPY or the end of the day here, wants to go higher and reach the top of that channel with the small gaps in the Dow Jones, NVDA could certainly help and continue to go up to about this 915 area. That would be good resistance and Fibonacci retracement where we continue lower. All right, that's what I want to show you. Thanks for joining us here, Options Tender. Hope this all helps. And if it does, don't forget to like the video. We'll talk to you soon.